Hi, it's Diana with Homeschoolific, and I'm here today with my fourth born son, Michael. Say hello.
Howdy.
So I thought it would be, actually Levon and I talked, and we thought it would be a great idea to do a video about something that I said I wasn't going to do. And I know I've been saying this over and over, but I decided to switch my son, Michael, who is profoundly dyslexic, from our previous math program over to teaching textbooks. And we did not know how it was going to go. So we've been doing it for about a month now, and I thought we would actually talk about how it's going and let you guys know. We switched over from a mastery program, which is very different than a spiral, and this was one of my biggest concerns, but I'll get into all that stuff in a little bit. Right now, I'm going to ask Michael a couple of questions, and then he can kind of tell you what he thinks about it. So, Michael, first, did you like your program that we were using before?
I mean, a little. It was pretty cool, but it just wasn't really like for me.
Oh, okay, the previous one?
Yeah, the previous one.
But it worked, right?
Yes, it worked.
Yeah,
but
it worked. Do you like the teaching textbooks?
Yes, I actually like the teaching textbooks much better. Of course, you know, I struggled at it, but of course, like, you're gonna struggle through like tons of things you do. But like teaching textbooks is just like, because before I did teaching textbooks before, and I would say it's probably the math that helped me more understand problems than other programs, because like last time I did it, and you know, we stopped for a bit, but then came back. The time we stopped, I kind of like forgot everything.
Yeah.
But then now, since I'm doing teaching textbooks again, I'm starting to regain everything I learned. So I would say like it's just a really good program to use for your kid.
Yeah, and so you mentioned something that I actually want to circle back around to. Like you said that you were able to understand the instructions better. So, like the way that the teacher presents the lessons, are they clear for you?
Yeah, they're more clear for me, because the last one sometimes like my last math I did would tell me like how to like to solve this problem and stuff. I would just still get like kind of confused, and I was always come ask you like,
right.
like was it like what
Which
is he
was
talking
fine.
about?
Like, so his last program, it was about making math tangible, and when you're dyslexic, that's very helpful, because dyslexics don't see the world always like three-dimensional like we do. They're like fourth dimension, like, so it's a whole different world. And so sometimes having that tangible way to learn math is very nice, right?
Yeah.
However, teaching textbooks, for whatever reason, has been able to still convey that information to you, even though it's on the camera. Now, on the video. Now, I did not expect that, to be honest. We did it, and I expected him to hate it, and he doesn't hate it. I either thought he'd hate it or he would try to buck the system. I actually thought we would probably spend as much time where it was one-on-one instruction as we did on the last program, but honestly, he does most of it by himself. It's not unusual, and just so you know, if you are dyslexic, there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with you. The world that we have set up is different, and so it makes it a little harder to get through, so you use accommodations, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that, you know, I'm slightly dyslexic too, so sometimes I have to tune my mind into the world as we know it here, but it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with my brain. It just means that I've got to work in the world that we live in. So that's kind of the whole idea. Anyways, I thought I was going to be doing just as much hands-on, and at this point we are not. Doesn't mean we won't later, because accommodations are often necessary when you're dyslexic, and that's fine. But at this point, I'm actually not doing a lot of hands-on with you. I just help where necessary.
Yeah.
And we can always call the hotline. We just don't necessarily need to right now. Michael is 16. And I actually enjoy math. because I'm weird. I mean, I don't know if I would say I enjoy it, but like it's, of all the subjects, it's one of the ones that I enjoy the most. A lot of times the stuff we're probably reading, just because math is very black and white. And Michael and I are a lot like that way. We like the fact that there's a right and wrong answer and not this whole in-between that English gives us. Like, where does the comma go? I hate that. Like, he hates it. I hate teaching it. We hate that. But math is kind of like, okay, is this or that? Like, you know, so it's kind of makes it easier in my opinion, and it's easier for me to teach. So I don't mind jumping in there and helping him out with those things. But if a parent didn't want to, they could. Like, it's fine, whatever. So, what is the part about teaching textbook you like the most, and what's the part you hate the most?
I mean, like, I probably like how when I get them wrong, like, then you can like go back and reset them.
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes like I'll like probably like know the answer but second guess myself,
which you do a lot.
and so yeah, I really like that you can just go back, reset it, and all that. But the thing I don't like about it, which I don't know. I don't think there's anything I don't like about it. I mean, sure, it can get hard at times, but you know, that's
it's math. It has to do with the project, the product. Your brother doesn't like the guy's voice. He doesn't like the teacher's voice. He's like, his voice gets annoying to me. Like,
that's him.
Yeah.
Me, it's fine. I don't really care what voice they use. So, but yeah, it's just, you know, it's just a really good program.
So if you had anything you could tell parents that deal with kids that are dyslexic and they're dealing with their kids in math and they're trying to understand how they see the world, is there some tips you could give them to help them to understand? I mean, if you have some, you don't feel like you're under pressure. If you don't, it's okay.
Ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. I've always like say like you're going through a problem and you know you just don't want to ask for help. Go and ask help if you're like on that problem for like more than 5 or 10 minutes.
2, 3 really. Ask for help. Yeah, and then what about like me as a parent? As your parent, what can I do to like? Is there something I can do to help facilitate better for you?
No. I feel like I'm pretty good. Like you're pretty good for the helping area, and like every time like I would just like, oh, I don't need any help, you would just come help me anyways, because you know I've been on that problem for like
Okay, we did not pre-screen this. I did not know what he was gonna say, but we're doing all right. I will let you guys know that a couple things that I am doing for my son is I have lots of charts. We have lots of charts around. We have number charts around. We have multiplication charts around. Different things like that.
Those help a lot. Those help a lot.
Yeah, a lot of aids just to make it so that it doesn't take too long. Root memory is an issue. You know what I'm saying? So just remember, just keeping that in mind. So that's something that is helpful. We have whiteboards. Teaching textbook does have a writing pad, a sketch pad. Do you use a sketch pad ever?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes.
So they have a sketch pad that your student can actually do the problems on, which is very helpful. And then if you have like a stylist, that makes it more fun for them. But for the most part, we do have whiteboards around, and we have big whiteboards around and stuff like that. Not that you necessarily need to do that. I'm just letting you know what we have that really aids and help us in having those things. That's our accommodations. Of course, I'm available, but that's how we do it as accommodations. And I'm just talking to like teachers that deal with dyslexic children, and remembering like when my kids were public school, the kind of accommodations that were made when they did testing and stuff like that. I just kind of made those normal to be available. So like even when we didn't do teaching textbooks, I've always done this, and it seems to be a very good thing. They learn it, they memorize it over time. We still do flashcards and all that stuff to help remember them, but it's always nice to be able to at a glance when you forgot something to kind of be able to take a look so you can work that problem out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, the flashcards, they really do help a lot. And also like the boards for the answers, like for me, I would say it's okay to give them a cheat sheet, but not like all the time. Not like all the time.
Like
for remembering like what the answer is, and then after that you gotta like take it away from them and see, you know, if they remember it.
When you say cheat sheet, you mean like the multiplication charts?
Yeah, multiplication charts.
Oh, okay. So division and multiplication.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So things like that. And that might be like in maybe it's addition and subtraction charts too. Like it just depends on what level your student's at. And so just remember, like when you're talking about dyslexic kids, you got to do things a little differently. Although when my kids were in public school, my older kids, he's never been in public school. When my older kids were in public school, the whole classroom actually had those accommodations. That was actually the normal. So, and these kids still learn their multiplication charts and stuff like that. So I don't know, y'all take it, leave it, whatever. But that's what we do in our home. And all my kids learn their multiplications and division, and they're fine. They're living, they're good. All right. So, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed meeting my son, Michael. And if you have any questions, if you are interested in the teaching textbooks, you can get a free trial by clicking on the link below in the description section. If you are interested about learning, if you are interested in learning about homeschooling, you can click in the description box below, and we are happy to help you to learn how to homeschool or even guide you in your homeschool journey. You guys have a great day and be blessed.